Monday morning.
How you doing? Good to see you. Good morning, Governor. So where am I standing? Somewhere here, right?
Thank you all very much for being here today. This is a great occasion for Mission College and for the event that's about to take place. I don't have to introduce the next speaker. I think that's why you are all here. But this is a great occasion for us. So ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of California, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Well, thank you very much. It's always nice to be introduced by the President. President Valles is a great leader, and we want to thank you very much and for inviting us all here and hosting this great press conference. So it's really terrific to be here at Los Angeles Mission College. Senator Padilla, thank you very much for being here today, and of course I will be talking about your bills just in a moment, and Assemblyman Fong and Chancellor Reed and CSU Chancellor Scott. Chancellor Scott is also here, who is of course in charge of the community colleges, and a great leader, and Secretary Barney Reese and Alice Hoffman, the president of the California NAACP, who is in the back here. Raise your arm so we see you. There she is. There she is. Great. I don't know why they put you in the back, because normally they always have you standing right next to me. And you're always hugging me while I'm talking, but I mean, anyway, maybe they don't like that. But anyway, today is a great day to celebrate. Now you see, now I feel much better. Today is a great day of celebration here, and we are celebrating two historic pieces of legislation in order to bring the dream of getting a four-year college degree closer to our California students. I think that's very much appreciated, of course, and it's appropriate to be here today at this community college, because this is where a lot of the action is taking place. This is a really terrific college where great education is being taught here, and this is why it's great to be here. And I think that everyone, Chancellor Scott and everyone else on the stage will agree that the community colleges are a very important component of our entire education system in California, and a leading provider of job training and career tech education, and of course the gateway to a four-year college. It's the springboard to success, basically. And I have to say that I have a little bit of my own experience with community colleges, because when I came to California in 1968, a year later, 1969, I enrolled at the Santa Monica Community College, which was then called the City College. And it was really a terrific experience. I took computer classes and business classes, math classes, history classes, marketing, English classes. And I know you're saying, why didn't you get your money back for your English classes? But I mean, I did as well as I did. So I mean, what can I tell you? But my time at Santa Monica College provided me with the foundation for success. It allowed me to achieve things that exceeded my wildest dreams, I can tell you. And I found out, of course, that no matter what you do in your life, education is extremely important. And also, of course, to the state of California, the future is very important. And when you hear bad news, like that there is going to be a million less students available that will have a college degree than we need for our economy, that's bad news, and we have to do something about it right away. We have to make those four-year degrees easier to obtain and to attain, and not by lowering the standards, but by terminating the bureaucratic roadblocks that are standing in our students' way. Now, Senator Padilla has pointed out to me that only 1/4 of community college students who intend to transfer to a four-year college will be able to do that and realize their dream. Now that's pitiful, that's sad, and this is why we have to do something about it. And the big part of the problem is the complicated and confusing transfer process. The transfer requirements are inconsistent and constantly changing. And I've just heard that a month ago from a friend of mine who had a daughter who went to Santa Monica Community College and wanted to go to a college in San Diego. Then she changed her mind, and then she wanted to go to another one, and all of a sudden she was told that 5 of her classes cannot be transferred. So what a waste of time that is. And so this results in waste of time and waste of money, but not only waste of money for the student, but also for the system itself. And so now, the day we are fixing the problem once and for all. The 2 bills that we are celebrating today is SB 1440 by Senator Padilla and also AB 2302 by Assemblyman Fong. And I want you all to give them a big hand for the great work that they have done, both of them. These bills will create a specific and defined pathway for students wishing to transfer. If a community college student follows the path and takes the appropriate classes, they will be able now to go to Cal State University. And we're calling on the UC system to follow suit with a similar program here. By increasing efficiency, these bills will save our college students and also the college system $150 million. Now, what that means basically is that the community colleges will be able to serve with that money 40,000 more students, and our CSU system will serve 14,000 more students because of the savings. So this is really terrific progress. I know that the students have a lot to worry about, their studies and the families and making ends meet and so on. So today, California will promise the students that if you do your part and follow the rules, work hard and complete all your classes, that we will promise you and will do our part that you can go to one of the greatest university systems in the world. Thank you very much. Thank you. And of course, we want to have those 2, authors, and they are really responsible for this legislation, to come out and say a few words about the legislation. So I want to, bring out Senator Padilla, who has been a great education leader and a terrific force for the Los Angeles area and for California.
Thank you again, Governor. And I want to welcome you back to the San Fernando Valley. Governor Schwarzenegger has been very helpful to the San Fernando Valley. We stood together a few months ago announcing legislation to provide incentives for clean tech manufacturers. That was approved by the legislature and signed by the governor, and is translating into jobs being created here in the San Fernando Valley. In recent years, we have also been victims of wildfires, and Governor Schwarzenegger has been very responsive to the needs of the residents and everything we've needed for recovery. So I want to take a moment to acknowledge Governor Schwarzenegger and everything he's done for my constituents. And it's only because the San Fernando Valley is such a special place. It is home to this campus, Los Angeles Mission College. It's also home to Los Angeles Valley College, to Los Angeles Pierce College, and thousands upon thousands of students that are working hard each and every day to achieve their educational goals at those campuses. And if nowhere else, seeking to transfer to Cal State University Northridge. So the San Fernando Valley gets it when it comes to the priority of education. I need to also say thank you to Dr. Daniel LaVista, the new chancellor of the Community College District, as well as Judith Valles, the president here, for their hospitality. This issue of transfer, I mean, I'm looking out at a room full of students, and it feels like I'm preaching to the choir, because you get it. That's why we're all here, and that's why we're all clapping at these historic pieces of legislation. But let me just remind us all why this issue is so very important. It is because only 25% of students in community colleges that are seeking to transfer actually do. But there's another couple of statistics that we all need to be aware of and afraid of. For Latinos and African Americans, that statistic is closer to 10%. The state of California cannot afford for that to continue to be the case. 73% of students in higher education in California are in our community college system. So there's a saying that I repeat every once in a while, that the workforce of tomorrow is in our classrooms today. What kind of competitiveness are we defining for ourselves? for the state of California, for future budgets of California. For our economy to succeed, we need the best educated and trained workforce possible. We know we can do it. We know Californians are capable, but as state lawmakers, we've needed these reforms so that the bureaucracy gets out of the way. Yes, we're terminating the obstacles and the hurdles to student success. That is what we're celebrating today. You know, this bill, I'll speak for my bill, and I know Assemblymember Fong will speak to his bill, would not have been possible without a lot of people coming together. The legislature, obviously, that voted for it, the governor who is signing it, but people like Chancellor Jack Scott, the head of the California Community College system, former state senator, former president of Pasadena Community College, he gets it. Chancellor Charlie Reed, the head of the Cal State University system, he oversees all the CSU campuses. He saw what was possible when they did this in the state of Florida and what it has meant for student achievement and economic potential. It wouldn't have happened without stakeholders led by Michelle Siqueiros and the Campaign for College Opportunity. We'll hear from them in a minute, because it wasn't just an idea that we came up with in Sacramento. We needed to get a lot of people and support it. We needed to get administrators and teachers and students and other education advocates, not just convincing me, but helping to convince our 120 colleagues in the legislature. It took a lot of work. It took years and years of effort, but we're finally here, and we're going to begin to see the benefits. And I couldn't think of a better place to have this celebration than right here at Los Angeles Mission College. So thank you all for being here. Before I introduce the next speaker, let me just say this, because for all the congratulations I've gotten for this bill getting across the finish line, I also get a question. Well, congratulations on 1440, but what about the UC system? When are they going to catch up? When does this begin to apply to them? And the answer to that question is, help is on the way, because Assemblymember Paul Fong has a bill. And that's the other bill that we're celebrating today. Assemblymember Paul Fong knows how critical this is as well. He's a former trustee of the Foothill De Anza Community College District in the Bay Area. He's a former political science professor at Evergreen Valley College, and he's the author of AB 2302. Please welcome Assemblymember Paul Fong. Thank you.
This is a wonderful day for the students of California. And as a former faculty and community college trustee, I'm so proud to join the governor, Senator Padilla, the Campaign for College Opportunity, the segment leaders in the UC system, the CSU, and the community college system, and also students, and finally passing a truly intersegmental transfer reform package. My bill, AB 2302, will complement and strengthen the student-centered transfer pathway created in SB 1440 and ensure that the University of California participates in developing a similar process that will simplify the transfer maze from community colleges to the UCs. In addition, AB 2302 will be beneficial for students as it notifies students of the new transfer pathways being created and helps to establish a process that will allow students to take courses from multiple community college districts and be counted toward an associate's degree in transfer. Community colleges are the gateway to opportunity, and for the vast majority of California students, I'm excited and energized by this historic partnership and accomplishment, and confident that community college students will benefit from this transfer reform for decades to come. And once again, I want to congratulate all of you in the state of California for this historic intersegmental transfer reform. Thank you very much. Okay. And the next person I'd like to introduce is the Honorable Jack Scott, who was I met him when he was president of Pasadena Community College, and of course his career has evolved into as a state assemblyman, state senator, and now the chancellor of the California Community College system. And so without further ado, the Honorable Jack Scott.
Well, I thank you very much for that introduction, Assemblymember Fong. There's a lot of people to thank today for this historic bill, and it is historic because what it does It says that every community college in the state of California will create an associate transfer degree of no more than 60 units. And then when one goes to CSU, they will have automatic junior standing, and they can then get a bachelor's degree with no more than an additional 60 units. Well, that's system-wide. It's not just an articulation agreement with one community college to another CSU. It means a system-wide transfer. And there's a lot of people to thank for this wonderful bill. Certainly, I think very much about Senator Padilla and his great leadership, and Assemblymember Fong, how they shepherded it through with no dissenting votes. Everybody caught on to how wonderful this bill was once it was explained to them. There was always the question, why hasn't it been done before? And we're glad that it was able to get done. I want to thank Governor Schwarzenegger. I had the privilege of being in the legislature for 5 years when the governor was there. And one time we gave him a trophy in which we called him the community college governor, because he really has been the community college governor. He is a friend to the community colleges, and when he and I would work together on a bill, for instance, we worked together on Senate Bill 70, which had to do with career technical education. He was fervent in his support, and he's been fervent in his support, and he stood up before CSU and UC and community colleges the other day, and he said, I don't want to sign a budget unless it contains the budget proposal that I've given to higher education. So I do compliment Governor Schwarzenegger for his love for all of higher education, but his particular love for the community college, which meant so much to his own personal life. And, I want to also thank Chancellor Charles Reed. Some years ago, when Charlie Reed first walked into my office when I was in the legislature, I caught on right away that here is somebody you can work with. Here is somebody who gets it. Here is an individual who truly wanted a transfer system that was much easier for community colleges. And he stood up immediately and said, you know what we need to do is, soon as you get that transfer degree, we're going to give you junior standing in CSU, automatic. And his leadership was extremely key as far as that's concerned. I see Jane Patton in the audience, the Community College Academic Senate President. Jane was very, very helpful. I remember a very key vote that was taken in the statewide academic senate in which she really kind of put her office on the line and explained to her colleagues exactly what this bill would do. But really what we're celebrating is not those of us who are leaders. We're celebrating you who are students, because we care about you. And I'll guarantee you, today in the LA Times, there's an article in there about how many community colleges students are being turned away because we don't have enough classes. Well, we may not have any more resources, but we're going to get people out of the community college onto the CSU sooner, and therefore we can educate 55,000 more community college students without an additional penny being spent. So let me tell you what this is about. This is about students. This is about making it easier and more efficient, and not having roadblocks that stand in your way when you have a desire to get that bachelor's degree. We're going to need your potential. We're going to need your economic ability, and we're going to encourage you in every way that we can to not only complete those 2 years like here at LA Mission College, but go on to CSU, Northridge, or some other California State University, or we'll also get a good transfer program going, as we cited here this morning, in the University of California, because we want to make it where you can get that bachelor's degree. Did you know the difference between the earning power of someone with only a high school diploma and someone with a bachelor's degree is $1.6 million over a lifetime? That's not only good for you, that's good for the state of California. So we're here today. All of us have joined together. It's a great occasion and we celebrate you as students to give you an opportunity to not only finish here at LA Mission College and get that associate degree, but to go on and get your bachelor's degree if that's what you aim to do. Thank you very much. I see I'm into the introduction, and I've already said some kind words, and I could say a lot more about Chancellor Reed. He's really the senior member of the three of us who head up the systems, because he's been here for over 10 years and has done a terrific job as the chancellor of the largest four-year university system in the United States of America, Chancellor Charlie Reed.
Thank you, Chancellor Scott. There's an old saying. I think you've all heard everything there is about this, but you haven't heard it from everybody. I, too, want to commend the governor, the legislature, Senator Padilla, Chancellor Scott, Assemblymember Fong, our student leaders, and the Campaign for College Opportunity. All of these people worked really hard to get here today. This is a watershed moment for future college students across the state of California who will be able to have a clear path from an AA degree to a baccalaureate degree. And that's what Senator Scott was talking about, and that's our goal, to make sure that we increase the number of students with baccalaureate degrees. Since I came to California from Florida 13 years ago, one of my goals was to have a community college transfer degree. And this just proves, don't ever give up. Just keep plodding along and good things will happen. Now, in California, starting this next year, community college students will take 60 credit hours and transfer and be admitted as juniors in the California State University and take another 60 units and graduate. That's 120 credit hours. The average credit hour that students are paying for in the state is over 160. That's going to save $150 million for the state, and the same for students. And that's what we need to do. And I put in place what I call the perfect transfer system in Florida, and you can do it here in California because I am committed to make it happen. It's important to the California State University because more than 60% of all of our students, actually 64% of our students, transfer from the community colleges. So if you think about that, and you look at our student body, 450,000 students this year, 58% of those students are students of color. We're talking about California's next workforce. We graduated 92,000 students this year, and this bill is going to allow us to significantly increase the number of college graduates and to feed California's workforce for the future. So, the bottom line is that Senate Bill 1440 is good for students. It will streamline the process to transfer to a CSU, save the students money and time, and make their goal of earning a bachelor's degree even more possible. Let me thank everybody here for all the hard work, but let me also introduce to you Michelle Sicarius, who is the executive director of the Campaign for College Opportunity. They organized thousands of students to come to Sacramento and to work day in and day out to make this bill possible. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone up here, to the amazing leaders and fine gentlemen who've spoken before me, and Alex Pater, your Community College Student Senate leader, who will speak after me. But like you know, there's also a saying that says that next to or behind every successful man is a woman. And there are several women several women that worked hard day in and day out that aren't all sharing the stage with me, so I'm going to recognize them because their work helped make today possible. To Jesse Ryan from the Campaign for College Opportunity, Jane Patton and Marlene Garcia from the Community College System, Megan Moret from Senator Alex Padilla's office, and Olga Lilia Ramirez from the Cal State Student Association. Thank you for being the great advocates and leaders that all of you are. My mom immigrated from Mexico around the same time that the governor came to California as well. And she came here with just a 6th grade education, worked minimum wage jobs as a seamstress her entire life, because she knew that in this country, in this great state, that her children would have a better life and greater opportunities. And certainly I wouldn't be standing here before you working on this kind of history-making event if it hadn't been for the opportunity to go to college and get a piece of that American dream myself. And that's why the Campaign for College Opportunity works tirelessly and has spent the past several years trying to make today possible. And it wouldn't be possible without those women and these fine gentlemen and the thousands of coalition supporters that joined us for over 2 years, making calls, making visits in the Capitol, joining rallies, writing letters. And so thank you all, because I know many of you are here today. I'd like our community college students that are present, if you could raise your hand. And if you could keep your hand up if you hope to transfer to a 4-year university in California. Signing of these laws today provides hundreds and thousands of community college students with that opportunity. And all of you are why we do the work that we do. And today is really a bright spot. It demonstrates that the legislature can work in a bipartisan fashion to make history and to get something phenomenal done, because it's the right thing to do for all of the students and all of you. So indeed, the governor has terminated the complex maze that transfer has been, and we thank you enormously for that. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Alex Pater, your community college student president.
Thank you very much. How many of you are excited about transfer reform? How many? Woo! My name is Alex Pater. I'm the current president of the Student Senate for California Community Colleges, the SSCCC, and that organization represents the nearly 3 million students in the state of California across 112 campuses. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone that made this signing ceremony and the passage and implementation of SB 1440 and AB 2302 possible. I'd like to thank Governor Schwarzenegger, Senator Padilla, Assemblymember Fong, Community College Chancellor Scott, CSU Chancellor Reed, the Campaign for College Opportunity, the California State Student Association, past SSCCC President Reed Milburn, and all the other students that helped advocate for SB 1440 and AB 2302, as well as the academic senates of both the community college and CSU systems. Thank you very much. I am a current transfer student from Napa Valley College, and I'm currently enrolled at Sacramento State University, but I've been forced back into the community college system and to co-enroll at American River College to retake classes that didn't transfer, or to complete additional GE requirements that were specific to Sacramento State, but were beyond the GE breadth of the CSU system as a whole. Although the implementation of these bills will occur after I graduate, these bills, in hard terms, will grant more AAs, more baccalaureate degrees, in less time, and less expense to the taxpayers. But in more abstract terms, these bills will grant hope to millions of students that they will then have the opportunity to complete their higher education. Governor Schwarzenegger, on behalf of the nearly 3 million students in the community college system, we ask that you please sign SB 1440 and AB 2302.
Thank you.